CK done? How multiple allegations of sexual misconduct are casting stand-up superstar Louis C.K. in a disturbing new light. Then, she spent her career fighting for victims of sexual harassment. He's accused of monstrous acts of sexual abuse. So why did attorney Lisa Bloom choose to advise Harvey Weinstein? She's live only on The View. And shady reputation. Taylor Swift says she can't avoid drama in her life. But does her new single prove she's the drama queen? Hot Topics are in the house with Joy Behar, Sarah Haynes, Sunny Hostin, and Meghan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
To The View, everybody. TGIF. That sounded like I was waiting for applause. I was not, but thank you anyway. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, and we know we wouldn't have the freedom to sit here if it wasn't for those incredible men and women in our armed forces. We also want to thank the Semper Fi Fund for providing support to combat wounded and critically ill members of the armed forces and their families. So you can learn more on our website about this. And Meghan, you have something that you wanted to say about that.
Yes, I went to the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America Heroes Gala last night. It was incredible. It's this amazing organization that supports Afghanistan and Iraq veterans, obviously coming back to civilian life. Even Colbert was there and was amazing. And it's just, you know, it's incredible to be in a room full of veterans, and I'm always honored. And it's a great organization if you're interested.
I find those Veterans Day...
sorry to interrupt. That's General Petraeus.
Oh, okay.
Who I like.
Oh, General Petraeus.
General Petraeus, and then my friend Clay Aiken, who is like one of my closest friends in the
built-in
sport as well.
Yeah. The Veterans Day parades, I think, are the most touching things you will ever see. Yeah. It's very, very hard to watch those without tearing up.
But they're also humbling. Whenever you're in a room of vets, you look around and you're like, what have I done? Yeah. Because these people have done such amazing things.
Yeah. It's
we
also
know,
the thing
we know
that
what you've done.
I know. Service to the country right here.
Well, okay, it's Friday, and another day, another batch of sexual misconduct allegations. Let's start with President Bannon's pick for Alabama U.S. Senator Roy Moore, who is taking over Jeff Sessions' seat, possibly. He's running to take it over. A woman claims that when she was 14 and he was 32, Moore started a relationship with her. He picked her up from around the corner of her house, around the corner, not where her mother could see it. On 2 occasions, he drove her to his little cabin in the woods and had sexual encounters with her. Now, 3 other women said that Moore pursued them when they were between 16 and 18. The age of consent in Alabama is 16, I believe.
Right, 16.
Okay. Meghan, now, your dad, John McCain, who I love right now, he already called.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
You liked him for a while. She's liked him for a while.
I do. I like him very much. And he's already called for Roy Moore to step down. But other politicians, like Mitch McConnell, are saying if it's true, he should drop out. Yeah. First of all, this is many years ago, so there's no way to prove it. You'd have to take the word of 4 young girls.
Yeah, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. And I think what's so offensive to me is that when he preyed on this 14-year-old girl, her mother was in the courthouse where he was an assistant district attorney, and he told his mother, she shouldn't be in there with you listening to what's going on. I'll watch her for you. And that is true predatory behavior, illegal behavior by someone who was sworn to enforce the law.
Right.
Well,
I think that's disgusting.
This is a man who has compared homosexuality to bestiality.
Yes.
He said it should be illegal. He said it's inherently evil.
Yeah.
But somehow he feels the behavior of preying on an underage girl is okay.
Yeah.
Well, he denies that he did it.
Yeah.
Right, but you have 4 named sources.
Right.
You have 30 sources total, 4 people accusing him. And the consistencies, if you actually read the article, when people say if it's true he should step down, there's no way we're going to get further than that.
Yeah.
So the idea of you either have to believe them or not, and that's the frustrating part. And Megan, you said this morning that
we should hold them to the same standards we are people in entertainment. I agree. Yes, they are allegations, but these are very damning allegations. It's pedophilia. And I should say, Jeff Flake, Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins also said that he should step down if it's true.
Right, with your father.
Yes.
Oh, if it's true.
If it's true.
They
yes,
add that little caveat if it's true.
You can't do anything for
because
that.
they're
But why did John McCain say just do it?
He's different. Anyway, but I will say for me last night when I was in my car going to the Heroes Gala when I read all these allegations, and I was in the car with two of my friends, Clay being one of them, and I was like, I can't catch a break as a young Republican. I cannot catch a break with these people. And I went on this rant that I wish I could do on the show and imitate at this point. But when I grew up, I mean, Jack Kemp, Bob Dole, George W. Bush, Condoleezza Rice, the people who made me a conservative and that I was inspired by, they are long gone. And if I had been 14, 15, the age when I really started understanding, like, the conscience of a conservative, started really reading William F. Buckley, if I had seen all these candidates with all this stuff that, like, is mixed up in, you know, sexual deviance behavior, pedophilia, grabbing women in their blank, I would have been like, I'm not even looking at this party right now because I don't want to be associated with this kind of crap. And I think we need to understand that the upcoming voting block of millennials will have more power than baby boomers. And if we don't start winning over young people at the same time, we are doomed.
Well, I love that this Alabama state auditor, Jim Ziegler, compared the Roy Moore story I just told you to Mary and Joseph.
Yes.
That's absurd, by the way.
Do not make this biblical.
I mean, no, but he's saying that because Mary was a teenager and Joseph was an adult. But wait a minute, wasn't it a virgin birth? Wasn't it about God? I don't remember that being about sex.
Well, they're bastardizing
or harassment of any kind.
They're bastardizing religion.
What are they talking about? You tell me.
They're bastardizing religion. They're hiding behind the rubric of my faith to protect this sexual deviancy. And Roy Moore actually said, the forces of evil will lie, cheat, steal, even inflict physical harm if they believe it will silence and shut up Christian conservatives like you and me. Guess what? Sexual predatory behavior, sexual assault, sexual harassment is not a left or right issue. It's an American issue. It's a human issue.
It's illegal.
It's illegal. Like, it's not a political issue. Right? Is it political?
You're enjoying this, Joy. You're enjoying me.
Because the comedy world is dark today also. Because comedian Louis C.K. is also having a very bad day.
Oh, it's so gross.
The release of his new movie has been scrapped after 5 women accused him of making them watch him pleasure himself. I put it that way. You know what that means. Wait a minute. I always depend on comedians, but not when it comes to something like sexual misconduct. That's never okay. I always say let comedians speak. I don't talk about what they do. We're talking about free speech when I give comedians a pass. Not this. Sorry, Louis. What do you make of this?
This is
behavior. But we've been hearing more and more about it. We heard that there are allegations that Harvey Weinstein also I can't say that.
Okay. You can say it once, and I didn't say it, so
he does things like that.
Okay, that pleasures himself into a potted plant while women watch.
Women
and then
potted
you have
plants are not safe anywhere.
And what was interesting to me was, it seems like
imagine him in a greenhouse.
It seems like criminal behavior, doesn't it?
Sorry, son.
I know. It seems like criminal behavior, but then I was reading, and people should read Sally Cohn's really interesting article on CNN, and then also another article about why they do it, and it's sexual hostility and dominance over women, like forcing a woman to watch that gives them pleasure.
The weird part also is, like,
I
don't even want anyone at Starbucks to see me taking extra Splendas in my pocket.
Yes, right?
Who sits down and thinks that not once, not twice, but 5 times I'm going to do something that could be repeated outside of this room?
Yes.
Like
dominance and
arrogance,
power.
the ego.
This thing that breaks my heart about this is if you had asked me 2 months ago, who's one of the best celebrities you've ever met in person? I had met Louis C.K. I was on a show with him one time, and he was so lovely backstage, took every picture, talked to everyone, and it just goes to show it's not always the jerks that are, being divas and, not nice to staff and things like that. That end up being
everywhere.
Yes, and it's weird to me because I have the luxury and privilege of never being sexually harassed. We've talked about it on the show before, and there is a whole world out there where I'm like, is just being a woman in the world this completely unsafe experience where you have to worry if you're doing a stand-up set that a man is going to masturbate in front of you in a green room just because you're trying to work and trying to, you know, excel your career.
And then Sean Hannity says, why does it take so long for these things to come out? Well, we all know the answer to that now, Sean, okay? Women are afraid to speak. They have been.
They feel that they
lose
won't
their
be
jobs.
believed. They feel ashamed.
Well,
These comedians felt they would never work again. And one more thing. Louis C.K.'s manager also told her to keep quiet. That, you know,
well, and that's the other thing. These powerful lawyers go after these women. They go after the victim.
And Toback both threatened.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's comedy.
Weinstein and Toback were totally openly saying, I will come after you and I will destroy you.
Yes.
That's not
like Israeli agents after people, at least that's allegations of Harvey Weinstein, Israeli agents to go find. You know, Joy, you look upset.
I'm upset because other comedians are being handled by this manager who told them to keep quiet. I think they should drop him. I'm not going to mention names. I think they should drop him.
We need to say that
these are boys. These are men who are working with this guy. And it's like, we need you guys to help us, okay? We can't do this alone.
But can I ask you, there's something with... I have worked with a comedian before. I wrote a book with a comedian. I really, genuinely, as a general rule, I like comedians just because I like people that make me laugh. And I find, actually, if you can make people laugh, I think there's a level of intelligence that you obviously understand the psyche in a way that people that can't make you laugh do, just to whatever. But I want to know from you, if you are doing stand-up and on the stand-up circuit.
Me right. Find out why Behar backs the president on one of his most controversial issues.
Let's talk about something good.
Okay, Monday, we're celebrating Whoopi's birthday. First, Whoopi gives us the inside scoop on her favorite things.
Wait, it gets better, wait.
Then, Common and Andra Day give us an unforgettable performance. Plus, Blackish star Jennifer Lewis drops by.
It's amazing.
It's all happening Monday on The View on ABC. Still ahead, a View exclusive. Attorney Lisa Bloom opens up about her decision to advise alleged sex abuser and rapist Harvey Weinstein and what made her walk away.
Welcome back. Okay, thank you. I have to clear up two things. One, Louis C.K.'s manager denies that he told these other women this threatening stuff. So, but you know, again, it's he said, it's she said, she said, she said, she said, he said.
Yeah.
Okay? And then Louis C.K. himself has not commented on the matter as of yet.
Right.
So we're waiting to hear what he has to say.
But you said you had a story.
Oh, yeah. I've said it on the air before, but as a comedian, I was in a club. I was not famous. I was barely working. I needed work. And this manager person, whose name I will not mention because he's dead... said to me at the bar at Caroline's Comedy Club, said to me, hey, want to get laid?
Oh, God.
That's the come on?
And I said, yeah, see anybody? Okay. My point being that women comedians will come back at you.
Yeah.
I mean, these girls were stunned by the masturbatory behavior, of course.
Yeah.
This is just words. But, you know, even just sexual harassment is hard with a woman like myself who will just, you know, make you look like a fool.
Yeah.
And that's the whole story. That's it.
But if it's horrible. And if you look at the research, it says that men that prey on women and men that prey on other men, they choose their prey very, very carefully.
And the hunt is part of it.
And it's unlikely that they're going to pick someone that's feisty and that's going to...
that goes with children also.
Something.
In these schools and churches and things, we hear the story. They always sort of pick out a kid who's vulnerable.
Yeah, which is horrible.
Which is a disgusting...
Well, when you said, Megan, is it just dangerous being a woman? I think that tide is changing every day. I don't wish bad things on anyone, but when I wake up and article after article or new accusations, I'm like, finally the silence the silent have been given a voice. Like
That's true.
And the
they're
dam
coming
does
out.
seem to be
I worry about I have an 11-year-old daughter. I worry about her when you hear this predatory behavior, when men are treating women like this and young girls. What do we say to our daughters?
The irony of it is that you have to toughen her up in a way. And that's the opposite of the way girls are trained. Girls are trained to be quiet and be docile and sweet and don't be funny in class.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Not me.
Not me either.
That's not the kind of parents I had for real.
I didn't either,
Okay, here's an interesting topic because, speaking of sexual misconduct allegations, there have been long-standing rumors about Trump partying with Russian hookers. Remember this? This was allegedly during a 2013 trip to Moscow. But his ex-security chief has testified that someone did offer to send 5 women up to his room in Russia, but the offer was rejected. Now, I have to say, I am actually in agreement. I believe this. I believe this story. Now, I could be wrong and I could hate myself in the morning, but I'm going to give Trump the benefit of the doubt here that this because I don't know. I just feel like
I don't think
let's
it's his
give
style.
it because the bodyguard said he went up to the room and put Trump to bed, put him in the room, watched. He rejected the offer, tucked him in. He rejected the offer from the Russians and put him in the room. And he said he waited outside a little while, went to his own room, went to sleep. Trump went to sleep.
See, I don't.
So now, late night, some 5 hookers are going. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I don't care as much about those salacious parts of the alleged dossier, right? I'm more concerned with whether or not the Trump campaign really colluded or conspired with Russia.
That's right.
That's what I'm concerned about. But I will say this, you know, in the law business, in the investigative business, you got to look at the source. And Keith Schiller, he's the ex-Trump security chief, and he also testified. He was also asked about a wide range of issues. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know about meetings between Trump associates and Russians. He's denied knowledge of many interactions. So he doesn't know anything, even though he was the chief security, the chief of security, but he remembers the 5 Russian hookers. So I'm not buying it.
Well, that is memorable.
I'm not buying it.
I do think that when you're the guy at the door, that incident might stand out more because typically these security guards are watching.
If the Kremlin is having a show of people going in and out of the room, I think he should remember that too.
I have a psychological theory as a doctor on the panel.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor.
But you do have your internet MD.
I do, right. So my theory is that he's more narcissistic, so he wouldn't want someone to just provide something. He wants to come into a room and everything to fall at his feet. So I have a theory that there's a style to this and that people sending things up at the door, like room service is
he
not
wouldn't
really
admit he had to pay for it.
Yeah, there would be
no,
because what he can do, we've heard about. So, like, he can walk into a room and he'd want to pick it. He'd want to say, look at what I just brought you.
You know, I want to ask me a question before we go.
Sure.
Do you think that if this allegation...
Got prostitutes and our president, welcome to Friday, you guys.
No. If these allegations...
I can't catch a break. I cannot catch... That's
No, wait for my question. I'm just wondering what you think about with the fact that if this were true, let's say it turned out there were videotape and we know it's true, do you think his base would turn on him for that?
Nope.
Okay, we'll be right back.
No.
Bye.
The View would like to thank Apple and Eve for providing our entire studio audience with a bottle of their delicious juice.
Welcome back. So, Taylor Swift dropped her new album Reputation last night, and there's already a raging debate online about whether she's taking shots at Kanye West and her ex Tom Hiddleston in the song Endgame. Here's what she says. She sings, quote, "I swear I don't love the drama. It loves me." But don't songs... I don't know. I'm not familiar with it.
He clearly hasn't heard the song. That's her own rendition.
You know, she doesn't love the drama. It loves her. I think that when you put yourself out there the way we do, you love the drama. What's the part that she doesn't love?
She's notorious for writing about relationships.
Yeah.
I feel she has a Meghan McCain scorched earth policy.
I relate to that.
No, she jokes she can never go back to someone.
Oh, no.
She just burns the whole field.
That's right.
So, like,
They all died. They're all dead.
Yeah, in a mysterious bus accident, right? But Taylor's kind of the same way. If you date her, you're signing up for a song.
You are signing up for you are signing up for a song.
That's right.
And I don't know. Like I think it's weird that she keeps on doing it because like in one of the songs she says, "And I bury hatchets, but I keep maps of where I put them." That's very dramatic.
Yes.
Right? You know. Then she says something like, "I've been breaking hearts a long time and toying with them older guys, just playthings for me to use." That's drama too.
But they were also saying that she's got it over here for, over here as the Italians goes, I got it over here. She's got it over here for Kanye West.
Yes.
Isn't it a long time ago? Get over it already.
Yeah.
I thought they were over it. Back in the song.
I don't think they're over it.
He has a lyric in her song about how he made her famous, which she took umbrage at the idea of. My thing with Taylor Swift is, I just wanted a different album. I like her. I like good breakup, hardcore breakup songs. Like I said, I'm
Like a little anger dibbled in there?
Yeah, I mean, I love it. But I kind of expected more like as we get older, we evolve and change. And this is a very different, it's not that different than her other
She's
ones.
still stuck in that.
She's still enjoying the cycle of drama that keeps following her
But you know what?
everywhere.
She's a genius. We're talking about her today. So maybe she's the one that's got it all right.
Well, that's what she says. I don't like to pull the drama. Yeah, you do.
I think she does.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, drama loves me too,
Right.
so.
Here's something else. There is a new relationship trend in being monogamish, it's called.
Yeah.
And lifestyle website Bustle listed ways you can do it. You can fantasize, you can flirt, you can watch porn, you can vacation at a nude resort. But been there, done that. I was not naked. I've always pointed this out.
She met her husband at a nude resort.
There's no shame in naked
You know, it was such a long time ago, and he was naked and I was not. So
We bring it up a lot. We love to do
for
it.
a man to see me naked, I have to be in his will, okay? So forget that. So monogamish stops short of messing around with another person. Does that sound good to anybody? I mean, it's just fantasizing.
No, the other suggestions, go to a sex party. And where you
alone?
see, with your partner and you're
Do you get,
watching
like,
other
Evites
people.
to those? Like, how do you even know they're
happening? And take a sex workshop together where you watch people have sex. I mean, that's like the near temptation of sin. You're watching somebody, they look really good, you know, all this stuff is going on, and then maybe you don't leave with each other.
As long as it's legal and consensual, I don't care. Like, that's my rule in life in general. You do you. If you're dressing up and going and role-playing and doing whatever, I don't care. Legal and consensual.
You added some.
Go crazy.
Yeah, but wait a second. Didn't your mother-in-law tweet something?
So I'm new here. I'm getting used to the show, obviously, and talking about sex is not my favorite, most comfortable thing to do because I know both my mother and my mother-in-law watch it. So we were talking about sex earlier on in the week, and she sent me a text message during the show where she said, and I think I have it, she said, love you, heart emoji, sex is a great part of a happy marriage, boom emoji, right there. And I said, they forced us to talk about it, meaning me, I'm being forced to talk about sex in a different way. And she said, don't be, it's fine. One of God's good gifts, and Whoopi is right, keep the kids out of the bedroom. So thank you very much.
That's right.
That's humiliated. I'm humiliated, but I feel a little better about talking about sex because my mother-in-law is okay. And
That's one cool mother-in-law, man.
Two booms.
I know.
Boom. Yes.
And you know what? That is, tell your mother-in-law, that's the reason that we all yell, oh, God, at the end of it. Right? We'll be right back.
Next, a View exclusive. Why would an attorney who fights for women advise the man accused of a shocking campaign of sex abuse and rape? Lisa Bloom is live to reveal why she counseled Harvey Weinstein and if she expected the furious backlash.
You don't want to walk up with your parents because it's not cool.
But you're cool.
Bloom has spent her entire career defending women against high-profile alleged harassers like Bill Cosby and Bill O'Reilly. So a lot of people were shocked that after Harvey Weinstein was accused of decades of sexual misconduct, she decided to represent him. She has since resigned from his legal team and is here exclusively to tell us why. Please welcome my friend, Lisa Bloom.
Okay.
Thank you, Lisa. We've known each other for a very long time.
Yes.
And I know that you've spent your entire career championing women's rights. I was surprised when you decided to represent Harvey Weinstein. Tell us why.
Well, that is the question a lot of people are asking. And I have to preface it by saying that I have to abide by the law, which requires me to keep client confidences even when it's a former client. And I also am not allowed to do anything that could undermine a former client's current legal matters.
Yes.
But I think I can talk about some things that are in the public record. And when I was representing him as an advisor, the allegations were about words. It was verbal conduct. That was the initial New York Times story.
Yes.
And as he said in his public statement, and I said in mine, my job was to educate him about sexual harassment laws, about the power imbalance, about what is appropriate and not appropriate in the workplace, including his tone, his known for having a very angry, belligerent tone. Listen, I have been on the outside throwing stones for 31 years and many high-profile cases, and I've often thought, gee, if I could just get in the room with this guy and straighten him out, if I could talk to him directly. And I thought, wow, I actually have the opportunity now to do that. I was invited to do that, and what I wanted him to do was change the response. That when this story came out, apologize for what you did, acknowledge the wrongdoing, don't go after the women. And that is what he did. I did accomplish that. And, my client, Wendy Walsh, said, God, I wish Bill O'Reilly had just done that for me. I wouldn't have had to go through that whole ordeal. Or my client, Jill Hart, said, I wish Donald Trump would have done that instead of calling me a liar. It would have changed everything. But right after that, of course, the allegations got a lot more serious.
Yeah, but we're not to that yet. We're still talking about this part.
Yeah.
Because critics are saying that you and Weinstein had a deal to turn your book into a miniseries. And
right.
they would say that that was a conflict of interest and that maybe that's what motivated you to help him.
Right. So, I've been very upfront about that.
Yeah.
I did have the book deal. I announced it on social media. Listen, my book was about the terrible injustice of the Trayvon Martin case. It was a real passion project for me.
Right.
And when I was approached by the Weinstein Company and Jay-Z to do a documentary about it, yeah, I was thrilled. It's not a conflict legally for an attorney to have a business deal with a client. It would be if I were a judge in the case, but we have business deals with clients, so then they tell us about legal problems, and now we have a case as well. So ethically, it's not an issue. But I think what you're saying, what people have been telling me is, Lisa, were you so excited about this that it clouded your judgment?
Mm-hmm.
And
what did you say to that?
And I say, yeah, I think so. I think I have to cop to that.
Because, Lisa, that's the part that really tripped you up.
I think I have to cop to that.
You have to, and good for you, because it doesn't pass the smell test at that particular point.
I was very excited about this project.
Yeah.
I think hundreds of people worked with him and his company. They were probably all excited about their projects, too. And, yeah, I was very excited.
Okay. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
You got to own up to things.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. Now, why did you resign as his advisor?
Okay, so first let me say I very much regret ever being involved in this. I'm mortified that I was connected with him in any way. And all the people who have reached out to me to say, Lisa, we're hurt, we're disappointed in you. Like, I get it, and I'm very, very sorry.
I know.
I am. As to the exact reason why I resigned, I think the confidentiality laws prohibit me from answering that, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, let me put my lawyer hat on.
Do you ever take it off?
I don't. We found something here. There was an email prankster that posed as Harvey Weinstein. And we have that email. So that person sends you an email. And then you wrote, the new round of far more serious allegations were not made known to me, so I could not have realized. But I am not revealing any of that publicly because that's between you and me. And when the prankster pushed you to be candid on specific reasons why you left his side, you responded sexual assault. Can I assume that's why you resigned?
I have to live with the confidentiality laws. I will tell you that when the sexual assault allegations came out, it was absolutely devastating to read those stories of all those women who went on the record with those stories for the first time. And I've represented women like that for 31 years. I still do. I know the courage that it takes. And I was just shocked. I think like we all were.
Okay.
Were you really, though? I mean, if the guy is a harasser, what's the next step, really? It's sort of logical in a way.
I do hear what you're saying. In the work that I do, I'm constantly analyzing what are the allegations here. I'm just talking more generally. Is it words? Words are bad in and of themselves. Words can be very intimidating. Words can be harmful. Yeah. I'm not minimizing any of that. But sexual assault is a whole other thing. Yeah. Sexual assault is criminal. I've never represented somebody accused of sexual assault, and I never will. And one of the lessons for this in me I talked to everybody in my law firm. We are no longer ever going to represent somebody accused of sexual harassment or sexual assault. They're entitled to lawyers, but it's not going to be us.
Well, Lisa, when you were saying that you were so excited about a project that you said, yes, I have to say there was a string of people that have been excited about projects all along the way, which is why these were rumors many people had heard and they never spoke up. So you're not alone in my career, you know, it's a testy word. I just want to say that because I can see you're emotional about that. Yeah. But it was reported this week that Weinstein allegedly used elite private investigators to dig up dirt on his accusers, like Rose McGowan, and some claim you even kept a file on her. Were you part of this?
So again, I can't talk about what I knew or didn't know was in my file, what wasn't in my file. I will say in that article, it's a very detailed article, I'm not named as one of the attorneys who was directing or actively participating in that. Other lawyers are named. They can speak for themselves. I will also say I never reached out to any of the women in any way to offer them money or anything else. None of them have accused me of that except one, and she has since retracted that, which I very much appreciate.
Were you digging up dirt on Rose McGowan?
I was not.
Okay.
I don't think I can say anything further about that.
Okay. All right.
You know,
my role was as an advisor on these issues. Yeah.
Your mother is the famed feminist lawyer Gloria Allred, and she publicly came out and criticized you. And you're talking.
My mom.
I have a famous parent. If one of my parents did that, I think it would break me to no end, because there's something about doing something about your parents and children publicly that I think would just kill me. How did you react to that, and are you guys talking?
So, yeah, that was very hurtful. I would have preferred a phone call. But listen, my mom is a great fighter for women's rights. She's smart. She's feisty. She's a role model for me. She's a role model for many, many people. I think we're going to work this out. You know, two strong women butting heads. This is not the first time. We're not the only mother and daughter that's ever had an issue, right?
No, you are not. No.
But is it hurtful to you?
Yeah, of course it's hurtful. Yeah, it's hurtful. But I'm also, listen, over the years we've had issues. We've always worked them out. We're going to work this out.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to work it out.
All right. You've gotten also...
Yeah, you've also gotten a lot of hate mail and cyberbullying. I mean, how are you dealing with that as well?
So I've always gotten a lot of hate because I've always done a lot of controversial cases. But this round has been overwhelming and devastating, and the death threats and the rape threats
You've
and
death threats
how we're constantly and how they're going to kill me and how they're going to rape me, and it's and the blogs with all the lies about me I can't respond to because of the confidentiality. And there was a point a few weeks ago where I was really in a free fall, and my husband caught me and has been there for me. And you know, one of the things I have learned is that my daughter was there for me, my son was there for me, my foster son, my friends, my clients, like they rallied around me and showered me with love that I hope one day to deserve, and to be there for people like that. If you know anybody who's in the middle of a hate storm, just give them as much love as you can. That's the only way to get through it.
Well, when we come back, Lisa's announcing her latest client who's being sued by one of the most powerful stars accused of sexual harassment.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
All right.
And only place to get exclusive and really awesome deals on some of my favorite things.
On The View, of course, because we've partnered with vendors to bring you the View Your Deal Oprah Edition.
Trust me, you're gonna love them.
Tuesday.
That's why they're my favorite things.
Only on The View.
Think of the happy.
We're back with Lisa Bloom. So, Lisa, thank you for being here. And I think we all want to know what type of work you're doing to help victims of sexual assault moving forward.
Well, 99% of my cases are and have always been on behalf of victims. And I'm continuing to do those cases. We've won 3 big sexual harassment victories just in the last month, the big domestic violence case in Houston. And I would love to tell you about a new case that I'm very excited about. So you may have heard that Bill O'Reilly recently sued a man for $5 million for one Facebook post. That man's name is Michael Panter. He's here today, and I'm very proud to represent him. So I think he thought that Michael would just just roll over and die. This is very much a David and Goliath case, but Michael has been standing with the women. His Facebook post was about supporting the women in the Me Too campaign.
Laws and NDAs be changed so that they don't silence victims in the future,
Tell
because
them
that's
what
a
an
big
NDA is.
problem. The non-disclosure agreement.
Yes, so
Non-disclosure.
let's harness the energy right now. It's such an exciting time. So many brave women are coming forward. Here's what I would like to see. Longer time periods to file sexual harassment cases. Where I practice, it's generally 1 year, far too short. For these confidentiality agreements, let's put an expiration date on them, 5 years. If the accuser wants to speak out, let's let her do that. Let's require companies to keep records of sexual harassers. A lot of times they destroy them. Let's have those records follow him job to job. And most importantly, aren't we tired of seeing these guys get huge payouts, like Roger Ailes walks away with $40 million? If you have sexually harassed multiple women and you're fired as a result, the law should say you walk away with nothing.
I agree. I agree.
Before we let you go, you did some crisis management for Kathy Griffin recently during the Trump photo scandal, and she says you made her do a press conference that made everything worse, and in a recent viral video rant, even accused you of giving her personal number to TMZ.
Well,
what's your response to all of this?
Of course, I never gave out any client's phone number to anyone.
You only have 30 seconds.
Listen, I'm in good company. Kathy has gone after a lot of people recently. Anderson Cooper, Andy Cohen, Harvey Levin. I think she's one of our funniest comics. I wish her the best. I have a perfect bar record after 31 years of practicing law. I have a 10.0 rating on the biggest lawyer rating site. Most of my clients are very, very happy. And I think Kathy is terrific. I wish her the best.
Our thanks to Lisa Bloom. You can go to our website to hear Lisa's top 5 tips for women dealing with sexual harassment. We'll be right back.
I didn't know.
We don't have a lot of time, but you're going to a wedding this weekend?
I'm going to a wedding this weekend.
Who's getting married?
My friends Pierre and Teresa in New Hope, Pennsylvania, and I'm so excited for them.
Oh, that's nice. Doing anything interesting?
I'm really excited to see my dad. I'm going to DC to see my parents. I will. Thank you.
Let me say, have a great day, everyone. Take a little time to enjoy the view, and we'll see you Monday.
When it comes to getting the best